Lines from the Lay of the Last Minstrel by Sir Walter Scott. Well, the word lay actually is used in many senses in English, but here it particularly means a song. So the song of the last minstrel. Minstrel means also a poet, a singer who travels from one place to another place and sings his songs, his poetry, and then poet gives him some reward because of that poetry, and that is how he lives. So here Sir Walter Scott is composing a beautiful, passionate, patriotic poem in which he asks a question in the very beginning, that breathes there the man with soul so dead, who never to himself had said, "This is my own, my native land." See the beginning, as if the poet actually is asking us that can you call such a person a living person? Because breathe means to take breath, to be alive. So he says that can you call such a person a living person whose soul is so dead that he does not have a sense of ownership for his country? Because if you own a thing, you always care for it. You always try that somebody must not harm it, and you try for the betterment of that thing as well, and you try to beautify that thing, and you do your best to keep that thing intact from every harm, from anything wrong. So here the writer is saying that can such a person whose soul is so dead that he does not have a sense of ownership for his country, can you call such a person a living person, who has never to himself said, "This is my own, my native land," whose heart hath never within him burnt, as home his footsteps he hath turned, from wandering on a foreign strand? That means a person who had been abroad and now he is coming home. So if he does not feel the real sense of attachment to his country, if he does not feel that he is coming back to his own country to which he belongs, and for the betterment of which he must do his best. So if his heart does not have a desire like him, such a person cannot be called a living person. Strand means here the seashore or the seaport from where the ships move to other countries and come to a country. So he says that if such their breaths go, mark him well, for him no minstrel raptures swell. He says that if you find a person like this, so if you find such a person, go mark him well, for him no minstrel raptures swell. Swell means here to create, and raptures means songs that are full of passion, that are full of enthusiasm or full of attachment. So he says that no poet will sing about the glory and about the goodness of such a person. As far as this world is concerned, he says that high though his titles, proud his name, boundless his wealth as wish can claim, despite those titles, power and pelf, the wretch concentered all in self, living shall forfeit fair renown, and doubly dying shall go down. So again he says that as far as this world is concerned, of course with his tricks or by being disloyal to his country or by causing harm to his country, such a person may acquire a lot of wealth and he may make a big name in this world as well. But in spite of all that power, in spite of all that wealth, because such a person actually does not have the love of his country and his own fellow men in his heart, so when he will die a double death. Living shall forfeit. Forfeit means to confiscate something. Now forfeit actually is used in a negative sense over here, because when you forfeit something, you forfeit it with force. A thing that actually you do not own, a thing that actually is not yours, but you by hook or crook have acquired it, so you have forfeited it. So he says that as far as this world is concerned, he will acquire a fair renown, and doubly dying shall go down. Again, look at the word pelf. Pelf means also money, but when you talk about money in a negative sense or in a scornful way, you always use the word pelf for it. So he says that boundless is wealth as wish can claim. Despite those titles, power and pelf, the wretch consented all in self, living shall forfeit fair renown, and doubly dying shall go down to the vile dust from whence he sprung. Well, there is no need of using from with the word whence here, but perhaps for the sake of maintaining rhythm in the poem, the poet has used the word from with whence. He says that to the vile dust. Vile means something deplorable, something that is disliked by other people, something that is shameful. So he says that the dust from which he has sprung, because we all believe that human beings actually are made of dust, are made of soil. So he says that to the vile dust or to the vile soil from whence he sprung, he will go down to that vile dust, unwept, unhonored, and unsung. Unwept means in reality people will have no sorrow at his death. They will have no respect for him. So he will be unhonored at the time of his death as well. And unsung means that nobody would like to talk about him. So that is how the doom of a person is, who actually does not respect his country, who does not own his country, and who actually does not do something great for his country with the qualities, with the abilities, and with the skills that Almighty Allah has given him. And he has acquired those skills by being the citizen of that country, because that country actually is his birthplace, and it is here that he started his life, and that country actually gave him the beginning to be such a great person as he is. But because he does not give back to his nation, to his country, what his country has given to him, resultantly in the end he is not honored as well.